As I'm aging, your parents also age. There was a very different energy between my parents, and I had slowly realized that their complaints from each other have changed. They wanted more time from each other because they also realized now that we're grown up, the companionship seeks a lot more of togetherness. My father feels like my mother is always engaged in things that we as children need, and my mother feels like father is always busy with work. That meetha nokchok of learning to be with each other was Rafu for me. I remember when I started Torani, the essence of the brand was to make clothing for every day but still have an inherent sense of luxury. My idea of clothing was also more transient, timeless, and age neutral, more gender neutral. I really wanted actors who could really feel this emotion or understand this. I always wanted to work with 𝐒𝐭𝐨𝐫𝐢𝐬 and reached out to her, and remember she was very kind, and we had been wanting to work together over 2 years, and finally when it came together, it was just a dream. With her, I wanted Adil Hussain. They're phenomenal actors, so much layer and depth into the story. You'd see a lot of mulls, a lot of chanderis, a lot of beautiful organza. In terms of our motives, they were all very, very simple. We had worked with banana leaves, 𝐒𝐿 𝐴𝐻. We also had the parrots, which were inspired by the infamous painting of Abdul-Rahman Chughtai 𝐼𝐻. Even the color palettes were subdued and easy on the eyes, similar to his work of arts. Of course, it was blended with beautiful lotus tints and a bunch of other elements, all coming together to give a very transitional but vintage look. It has to be a sepia palette where it looks timeless. We had also layered them up with sarees and organzas, all in the shades of ivory. And I think if I could, I would only design clothes in ivory color, but sometimes the commercial elements come to play. Since the shoot was inspired by my parents, we wanted to shoot it in Delhi in a very simple Indian middle-class home, kind of home that I grew up in. Scouted this beautiful home where we had these different rooms and a balcony. We decked it up with elements from my personal archives, cassettes, tape recorder. When words wouldn't work, I remember my parents would just argue through music, where they'd just put the music and leave the room, and it'll be a message for the other person. That was also a kind of play that we did in the campaign.